Okay, we're going to have a look at 2013 and it's January C1 and we have three questions. Question 4A, question 5 and 7B. 4A starts off with y equals x4 minus 8x squared and you just have to differentiate it. So 4x cubed minus 16x. That was part 1. Part 2 is find the turning points. So turning points is when dy by dx equals 0. So just set your dy by dx equal to 0. Factorise out your 4 and your x, giving you x squared minus 4. That's the difference of two squares. So x minus 2, x plus 2 equals 0. So solving it, x is 0, x is 2, and x is minus 2. Remember to find the y coordinate. So when y is 0, from up here, when x is 0, 0 to the power of 4 minus 8 times 0 is also 0. When x is 2, y is 2 to the power of 4, which is 16, minus 8 times 2 squared, which is 32. So y is minus 16. So it's 2 and minus 16. And then putting in x be minus 2. Y is minus 2 to the 4, which is 16. Minus 8 times minus 2 squared. Minus 2 squared is 4. 8 times 4 is 32, and it's a minus 32. So your point there is minus 2 minus 16. Don't forget your second derivative. Here I've got dy by dx. So d2y by dx squared. Differentiating that. 12x squared minus 16. On this one here, when x is 0, your second derivative works out to be 0 minus 16, which is under 0. So it's a maximum. Over on this one, your second derivative, putting x equals 2 into that. So you have 12 times 2 squared, which is 4, take away 16 is a positive number. So it's a minimum. Just box them up so it's easy to see. And over here, second derivative is 12 times x squared minus 16, which is, that's 48, take away 16, it's a positive, so it's a minimum. The question then wants you to sketch the curve. Don't forget to find where it cuts the axes. So it cuts the x-axis when y equals 0. So your y equation is up here. So x4 minus 8x squared equals 0. Pull out your x squared. So it's x squared equals 0, or x equals 0. X squared minus 8 equals 0, so x squared equals 8. So x equals the plus or minus square root of 8, which is plus or minus 2 root 2. And then it cuts the y-axis when x equals 0. So your y equation was out to be 0. And just pulling all of that together in a wee sketch. 0, 0 is a maximum. 2 minus 16 is a minimum. Minus 2 minus 16 is also a minimum. Joining them up. It crosses the axis here at 2 root 2. And it crosses this axis over here at minus 2 root 2. And that's the first question done. Next one we've got to look at is 5a. So you've got y equals minus 7 over x cubed plus 2 root x. So let's fix that. Bring that x up as x to the minus 3 plus 2x to the half. Differentiating that. Power comes to front and multiplies. Subtract 1. Power comes to front and multiplies. Subtract 1. Part B, you've got a equals 15t squared minus 120t plus 250. Differentiating that with respect to t, comes to the front and the t disappears. Oh, sorry, my handwriting there. That's a minus 120. So that's the first bit done. You want to find the minimum. So it's minimum when it's at the turning points, dA by dt equals 0. So put that equal to 0. So 30t equals 120, t equals 4. Always remember to find the second derivative to prove it. So dA by dt is 30, bigger than 0, so it's a minimum. That is that one finished. And lastly, 7b, the equation of the normal. Y minus y1 equals minus 1 over m for normal, x minus x1. You're told that x is 4, so you've got to work out your y. Putting your 4 in for your x. So y equals 4, add 1, which is 5. So 4, 5, putting in y minus your y coordinate equals minus 1 over x, x minus your x coordinate. Now, your y is x, add 4, bring that x up as a minus 1. Differentiate it to find the gradient, so x goes down to 1. This goes forward and take 1 off. You could write that as 1 minus 4 over x squared. You're told what x is, so your gradient works out to be 1 minus 4 over 16, which is a quarter. 1 minus a quarter is 3/4. So over here, y minus 5 equals minus 1 over 3/4. 1 over a fraction is turning it upside down. Times everything by 3. 3y minus 15 equals minus 4x minus 4. Times out your bracket. Minus 4x adds 16. And put everything onto one side. So positive 4x, add 3y, minus 15, take away 16, minus 31.